Before we transition to the history of Christianity in the New Testament and beyond, we have a public call. We think that there are too many honest people out there who do not believe the Bible, not because the Bible lacks merit or because they are terrible people, but because the truth at most has been represented to their attention in a distorted light. The truth has been robbed of its simplicity, its beauty and purity. Every superstitious and unreasonable notion seems to have been woven into the reading of the Bible. Intelligent and honest souls have been turned from the fountainhead of truth with disgust because they supposed that these absurdities were truly the spirit of the scriptures. The confused doctrines coming from the different denominations claiming to all believe in the Word of God have proven bewildering and painful to intelligent minds. They have decided that if the Christian's God is the only God that there is, then he either doesn't exist, or if he does, then he's a capricious monster. They have made the sad decision that if religion must consist in sacrificing all reason and sober judgment, then they would rather incur eternal death than thus violate their very humanity. They have decided to suffer the ultimate fate than to sell off their judgment to unreasonable and degrading doctrine. While we don't in the least justify atheism, it's true that many atheists may have come from this quarter, and we have cause to think that the compassionate eye of Jesus is upon them. It seems to us that we have the solemn duty to reach out to them. All the debris from the ruins of the Dark Ages and pagan superstition, and all the fog of human myths and bigotry must be swept away that the truth of heaven might be seen in its glitter. The truth is well able to recommend itself to the judgment and conscience of every honest soul, if we allow it. These otherwise honest souls may be atheists, Muslims, Buddhists, everyone. They may even be professed Christians who, while they remain religious in practice, are at war with God at heart. In the words of Christ, they worship they know not what. That is John chapter 4 verse 22. They have a problem with what they have been taught to believe, but are afraid to ask questions for fear that the unrelenting judge that they have been brought up to think God is will strike them with some calamity. They find it their duty to remain as unreasonable as it takes to remain religious. They think it their duty to suppress every light of reason to remain religious. While these may think themselves Bible-believing Christians, they, yes, worship they know not what. We made this video to let you know that we intend to reach out to these people wherever they are. And we are asking you to kindly be the means of linking us up to them. What we ask you to do is to simply make friends with them for Christ's sake. Then organize them into a group that can engage in a civil discussion. It may be a few people or many. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that they should be people who are grappling with the pertinent questions of life. We think ourselves sent to meet people who are asking God the whys of life. We can meet them on God's behalf. In the name of the Lord. We especially intend to focus on atheists, but they could be anyone who doesn't believe the Bible or only partially believes in it. They could also be Christians who are grappling with the real questions of life. We don't intend debates, but open discussions. And we even intend to capture the discussions and to share them on this channel. You know that there is no reason why we should have any confidence in ourselves in these matters to warrant our calling for this challenge. But we can assure you that we have unshaken confidence in the truth, eternal truth. And we don't doubt that it will bear the keenest and severest test of scrutiny. It will in fact be glad to be investigated. The God of truth stands back of it, and we are unafraid so long as we remain faithful to it. We would love to assure the universe that had God been afraid that his character would not bear the test of investigation, then he would not have created intelligent beings who have the ability to so severely and even violently criticize his character. the great controversy between right and wrong would have been destroyed, as many have suggested to God, before it started. In fact, the great controversy between right and wrong is all about an investigation into God's character. The whole intelligent universe is to settle the question, in whose hands is infinite power and sovereign authority safest? Is it safer in the hands of him who governs his infinity by law and refuses to immediately destroy and compel even devils and wicked men who use the life he has lent them to fight him? Or is it safer in the hands of an enemy who will tyrannize, manipulate, and destroy everyone who disagrees with his cruel principles that lack any form of merit? So, our real fear here is not that people may ask the wrong questions or difficult questions, but that people might not ask enough of the questions that secretly assail their souls with doubt and uneasy reflections about religion. We think that not enough has been done by the Christian world to settle the mind of the atheists on some of these concerns. Number one, in a world so full of confusion in the religious, scientific, or secular spheres, is there such a thing as truth? And what is truth in the first place? Number two, because of the superficial, bigoted, irreverent, and disconnected reading of the Bible by professed Christians, the atheist may feel justified to be confused upon the backdrop of the seeming contradictions of the Bible. How come so many conflicting doctrines come from the same Bible? It is not unusual to see the Bible say one thing in one place and then say completely the opposite in another place. That's the problem. So many inconsistencies. How come there are so many denominations that all claim to emerge from the same Bible? If I should choose to be a Christian, what should I believe? Number three, if the human soul is immortal and the doctrine of a forever burning hell is true, as some Christians claim, then why would a merciful God inflict eternally enduring punishment upon a soul that he invited into existence for sins done in one short life? Where would be the mercy, justice, or compassion on the part of a God who will watch in his quiet eternity to delight his vindictive spirit in the unending suffering of his enemies? How happy will be the heavenly stay of the earthly friends and relatives of those who will be thus inflicted with suffering? How just is the doctrine of the purgatory? What does it say about a God that would release souls from suffering because some of the earthly relatives or friends prayed or paid something and not out of his own mercy or justice? How about if more rest in peace, prayers, and indulgences were offered in the interest of the more wicked people just because they were popular with more people and church leaders? Will they not leave people more worthy than themselves in this suffering limbo that purgatory is, as they proceed to blemish the peace of heaven with their pernicious and pestilential lifestyle? How happy will such a heaven be, mad as it is with misshapen and dangerous characters who benefited from a broken divine and ecclesiastical justice system? In the light of these scandals, is there justice with the Christian's God? If the Christian's Bible teaches such things, and the Christian's God agrees with it, would it not be better to stay in the hell of burning fire than in the hell of the presence of such a God? Will it not be happier in the hell of burning fire, with the company of unfortunate souls burning forever, just because not enough people prayed the rest in peace prayer in their behalf, than to be in the heaven-turned hell by the host of wicked men unjustly set free from purgatory, thanks to a broken divine justice system? Number 4. Another question for which the atheist may desire satisfactory answer is the Bible opposed to reason and to science? Number 5. We have the duty to address the timeless questions. Where honestly did sin come from? Did not an all-powerful God have the power to stop it before it happened? Why should an all-powerful God allow sin, Satan, and suffering to exist in his universe? Before we proceed, it may be useful to mention that we hope the answers to the last set of questions are satisfactorily given in the earliest videos on this channel. The solutions to the questions that emerge due to wrong doctrine will be addressed by and by. We are aware that these are not the only questions that may confront us concerning the basis of our faith and the reasons for our hope. But we can tell that in God's universe, wherever there are questions, it's because there are answers to them. And the truth should be able to answer questions, not any man. Those who are sincere will always appreciate the truth whenever and wherever they meet her, according to the rule that Jesus himself gave in John chapter 7, verse 17. We are saying that God has prepared what is called truth to answer these questions even before they existed. And the truth is reasonable, which is why he created the intellect to appreciate it. This is the mission we would love to undertake, to engage in such discussions in the public spaces, in the universities, in personal interviews, in interdenominational Bible conferences arranged by those who don't believe the Bible but would hear something from the Bible, and even conferences organized by honest-hearted atheists. But you can trust the Lord that we will never debate or engage in any controversies with those who are determined to prove a point. This line of labor may pick up gradually, but we hope faithfully. With your support and prayers, we hope to reach out to as many as desire the truth. As always, our work is not centered around proselytism, but around the truth. We have no denominational barriers, nor are we up to the defense of sectarian dogmas. We are up to teaching the Bible as it reads, not as it has been trained to say by different religious sects. The Bible, read in its entirety, precept upon precept, line upon line, in the spirit of its author, is what we call truth. So that it is safe for us to affirm that the truth is a person. To reach us with any planned event, conference, or interview, use the email address in the description of this channel. It is pastandfutureofchristianity@gmail.com. You could also do a follow-up on the comment section of this video or any latest video on this channel. We usually try to read all of them. You may not organize any of the meetings yourself, but by sharing this video, you could reach someone who will organize for one. We are in the great web of humanity, and just that act will go a long way to touch a string whose vibrations may not die out till the eternal shore. We just ask you to support this initiative by sharing this video. God bless you. Ubarikiwe sana.
Subscribe now.